What's going on, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. Been a little while since you fought in the States. How does it feel to be back here competing?
Yeah, I love the States. Obviously, I've been coming back for some of like Paige's fights and stuff like that, but I love it over here, you know. And funny enough, like today I've got a bit of energy, so I've been walking around Chicago, enjoying my time here. It's lovely. So yeah.
It's nice to get some consistency too. I know you had that big break before your last fight, but now here you are getting a second booking like in a few months, essentially.
Yeah, I mean that was my plan. I wanted to get my fight out in February, and I wanted to have one early summer, and then my plan is I'm going to break this guy's face, and I'm going to fight at the end of the year and break another guy's face. There's a plan.
And now that you had a little bit of time to digest that performance that you had a few months ago, I guess, how'd you think you did? Like, how did it feel to be in there? Was there any rust, or did you feel like, obviously, the result was great?
No, I mean, I loved every moment of it. You know, I love to do it. I realized, you know, I was doing my weight cut run end of last week, and I was like, how lucky am I to get to cause myself pain and suffering in order to achieve greatness and chase something that I love. And that's rare. And for me to be able to perform in front of thousands of people, I was like, this is it. This is the past 3 years when I couldn't walk and I was at the gym, and all the nights I was like crying and this and that. Like, I'm finally performing again, and you know, it's amazing. So even this time, same way, like I was looking forward to being there. My only issue was obviously once I connected one shot, I didn't really want to be in there, so he kept falling over, and then the ref made a good call. But it would have been nice. I literally had something spectacular in my mind that I wanted to do, and then obviously the fight got called. I should have not thrown the last right hand, and yeah, probably would have pulled that off. But otherwise, it was great.
I guess how vital is that? You can go and replicate things in the gym as much as possible, but I mean, getting in there and actually having that experience like that, was that like, did it stick out to you? Like, hey, I learned a lot about myself one way or another tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. The fact that no one's wearing shin pads and small gloves and all that, it's a lot scarier, and you feel the shots as well a bit more. But I do this day in, day out. This is what I'm very consistent with what I do. And because of that, everything comes quite naturally. It doesn't feel so different when I'm in there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess for you, talk about this fight a little bit. A pretty tough opponent. I feel like, do you feel like kind of this is maybe the one people have always labeled you as like the next big prospect or one of the best prospects in MMA? But do you think this is kind of your time maybe to solidify yourself as like, hey, I'm more than a prospect. I'm a guy that's a contender now?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely legit, you know, and he's definitely legit. He's super tall. You know, he's a tall guy. But then I fought Will Thoreau before, who was very legit, and I fought him when I was 19. So, but this guy is definitely he's very tough. He's got a nice head kick as well. I don't think he's very special at any specific area. It's more like he's got attributes like his height. So I still need to see him how tall he is, you know. But I've been training with light heavyweights just to be able to mimic that height that he's bringing to the table, and that's the awkward part. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, I put the work in. I've done all the suffering that I needed to do, and Friday night I'm just going to perform, and I cannot wait.
You mentioned Will. I just wanted to ask, you know, looking at your record, he's the only one you went to decision with, and just recently he was flagged for performance-enhancing drugs in a different promotion. Wondering if you had thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, he's super tough. That's why I had to go decision with him. I dropped him like 10 times, and he just didn't want to give up. So, you know, fair play to him. And when I was younger, I trained with him as well. Again, you have to be... I have to look at it... I'm going to look at it from a different perspective, because he's not the only light heavy that failed the drug test in that organization. And don't get me wrong, if you want to cheat, you know, like, screw you. You get what? Especially when we fight and, you know, alive. You know, I'm always a punch away from death. But at the same time, if you want to cheat, like, don't get caught. And all these guys, like, I'm being so, you know, personally, fuck you. But if you really want to do it, just be smart with it. And that's the only thing, like, I just know, I've heard stories from their gym already when, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that. But, yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I would have loved him to win that 1 million. You know, he definitely deserves it. So it's annoying, but just, it's his fault. You know, if you want to be stupid, then be stupid in a smart way. You get what I mean?
Do you want to give anybody any tips? I'm just kidding.
I don't drink. I don't do anything. I keep my body so clean. I don't want to. I'm still young. There's no point. You don't even see me drink. I don't eat fast food. Even the beef I get is grass fed and grass finished. I make sure that everything that I put in my body is the best thing as possible. So.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about what sort of fight you're expecting on Friday night?
Yeah, you know, I truly believe that I can finish him in the end of first or early second. But it depends how tough he's going to be. He's definitely training with good guys. He's at Killcliff now. He's got good coaching, and I'm 100% sure this is going to be the best him. You know, but I truly believe that I was so consistent in this camp that I can show something spectacular again. And every single fight that I do, if you watch it back, even when I was super sick and when I was fighting in the States and I had sinus and chest infection, even that was fun. I was doing spinning elbows and big suplexes and this and that. So I truly believe that I'm going to finish him, but it's going to be a great fight and it's going to be a fun fight and I'm going to come out victorious.
And you already mentioned a little bit talking about being a prospect. I'm wondering if you've thought a little bit about rankings and what you might have to do to be ranked.
Yeah, you know what? I used to have this thing in my mind where I'm like, I'm going to beat John Jones's record. Like, I'm going to be 23 and I'm going to be a world champion. Always to my knee happened, and it kind of like calmed me down as well because I realized like the sport is tough now. You know, like this guy I'm fighting as well, he's legit. And I look at Johnny Evelyn and all these guys, and I truly believe that I can. Technically, I might sound very cocky, but technically I believe that my striking is better than these guys. I believe my jiu-jitsu is better than these guys. And I believe my wrestling, because I've been wrestling, that's why I started with wrestling, right? So I believe my wrestling can match their wrestling as well. But I just don't have the experience yet. You know, I've had 6 fights, I'm only 23. No point rushing anything. So I'm just going to do my thing, beat as many people up as they give me, and then when it's time to fight for title, I'll be there, I'll be ready.
Norbert, you've kind of talked to me a lot coming into this fight about breaking faces and your plans for the rest of this year. Now that you're here, you said you're energized on fight week. How does it actually feel to be here and just knowing the path that you've laid out to me and everyone in this room? It gets started this weekend. I know you started it earlier this year, but it really gets started for 2024 and beyond.
Well, first, I'm still waiting for them nightclub recommendations. So,
I got you.
So, but yeah, man, it's great. I love to do this. This is what I do. This is, you know, all those days I do, and I'm quite open about it. I'm a very emotional guy, not in an aggressive way, but I'm emotional as in like she can get to me a little bit, and I have rough sessions, and I have rough days, and I have days when I'm like in my bed, like, why is it so hard and whatever. But at the same time, I love it. You know, I grew up doing it, and my father was a fighter. His father was a fighter. I think even his father was a fighter. You know. I truly believe it's in my DNA, it's in my blood, and just to be able to carry my name forward and all that stuff is just amazing to have this opportunity at such a young age. It's rare, and I'm so happy with it. So yeah.
There's definitely an adrenaline. I could feel it in the room. But when you talk about, you know, just being an emotional guy, what are the emotions for you? Because as mentioned previously, you know, you have been touted as a highly regarded prospect. You're looking to take that prospect title off and become a contender and one day a champion. So what emotions have you had coming into this fight?
A lot of emotions. I had days when I didn't feel like my training was going so well, and I had days when I felt like I'm on top of the world. So I'm definitely very excited. I'm definitely very curious as well. I really want to know how well I can match with this guy. And as I said, I think it's quite basic, but he's a bit of a giant. So it's something that I want to get used to, especially nowadays in the sport. There are more and more giants every day. But yeah, there's loads of. It's hard to explain. There's so many feelings when you do this sport, and I'm embracing every single one of them, whether they're positive or negative. You know, I learned to deal with them, and you know, it's good as well for my future. I'm 23. I get to learn with these. You know, I get to live up to these moments, and when I get older, I'm just going to look back at it and like, this is what shaped me, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm embracing every single moment of it.
Hi, Norbert. This is your second fight on United States soil and your first since 2019. First of all, how was your flight, and what have you been able to do here in Chicago in your free time?
Yeah, so the flight was okay, because obviously the weight cut. It was like everyone's eating next to me and stuff like that. I was like, I can smell the food. I was like, it's making the flight a bit longer. Otherwise, it was okay. But yeah, Chicago is great. I mean, just today I was walking around. I went to the aquarium as well. They did like a dolphin show and everything, so it's pretty sick. Like as I said, like I said, yesterday I was a bit tired from the flight, but today I've got a lot of energy, so I still want to be going around, moving around, you know. I want to slice it a little bit.
And then your opponent has 4 knockout wins on his record. Where do you see your advantages in this matchup stylistically?
I feel like technically I'm just better than him, whether it's striking, whether it's grappling, whether it's all that stuff. I feel like I'm better. He's got that height advantage, you know, and I truly believe that I can see so many as in like, I can see myself finish him in so many different ways. I think what he's got is that height, and that's why his head kick is not special. It's just because it's so long, you know, and it goes a long way, his body and head kick, whatever. And I'm quite small for the weight. That's a bit of a fact, which is really annoying because I weigh more than most guys that I know. It's just my frame is small. I've got big hands and a big, you know what? No, it's just literally my frame is quite small. He's a big boy, so it's a nice fight for me to have, just to get to see where I'm at and how I'm dealing with the height. But as I said, I've been very consistent this camp, and I've been dealing well with this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Santiago.
Hi Norbert, hello from Amsterdam. Thank you for the time. Everybody in the gym is on winning tracks and performing at a high level. I was cage side when you fought in Dublin last February. You had one of the best performances of the night. 1 month later, MVP steamrolls the number 5 ranked welterweight in 10 seconds. With you in his corner, KSI wins a big fight. With you in his corner, Alfie Davis, Mike Shipman. Everyone is on winning ways. The London Shoot Fighters gym is making a lot of noise. How does it feel for you to be a part of this?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is LSF for life. You know, they literally like my family, you know. And it's not like, you know, some gyms like, oh, they're my family, this and that, and everyone's snaking around. If someone's a rat, we call them out for being a rat and stuff like that. We're very close. That's why we're such a small gym in that way, that we don't have 100 professionals because we're so tight. But yeah, it's just, I'm just so happy for all the guys, and I'm proud to be part of the team, and I'm proud to be able to represent London Shoot Fighters. It truly is an honor.
Your opponent Camille fought last year against Costello Van Steenis. Did you watch that fight, and did you use this for game planning against him on Friday?
Yeah, of course I watched it. I mean, yeah, there was definitely things that I could take from that fight. But at the same time, he did change teams. You know, he's been training with good training partners. He went to Tiger. Now he finished his camp at Killcliff. You know, he had good coaching. And Costello is a very tough guy. Costello, he's wild, you know, and that takes him. You know, that can go a long way. Yeah, I've been watching him. You know, I've seen bits of him from all the fights, even from in training. So yeah, I cannot wait.
Cade.
Hey Norbert, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you?
Hey man, can you just tell me what MVP's meant to your career early on and how he's helped you?
Yeah, I mean, Cage has been a big brother to me, inside and outside the cage. You know, he taught me a lot, inside and outside the cage, and he's always there. You know, he messaged me today as well. He's like, "How you doing?" Because he couldn't come out, but he's like, "How you doing? How's the way?" Blah blah. So we speak every single day. He's literally like my big brother, and it's great to have someone like that in my corner. And as you can see, his style influenced my style as well. So yeah, he's done a lot.
Patrick.
Hey Norbert. So last time out was your first fight in 2 years. Very nice knockout victory. How important is it for you to stay consistent and build the active and get that time back that you missed out?
So I think that time was more, I missed out on financial stuff rather than skill and all that stuff. I learned a lot about myself in that time. But yeah, I definitely want to be consistent now. You know, I want to get myself a nice house. I want to get myself a nice car. I want to do this and that. And all I have to do in order to get there is fight as much as I can. But as I said, like, improvement-wise, I'm at the gym every single day. I'm at the gym from 10 in the morning till 8. That's what I do every day. Well, almost every day. Sundays I just do a run. Yeah, like, I've been improving. So that didn't make that much difference, but obviously the experience I missed out on, and the financial opportunities that I missed out on as well. That was more the annoying side. But otherwise, you know, I cannot wait to get as many fights in as possible and start chasing that title soon. Yeah.